Let's delve right into the heart of your deepest anxieties. You aren't truly loved, merely tolerated. Does it sting? It should. Society has conditioned you to crave the approval of others without ever warning you that such approval is the cruelest trap of all. You've been taught to be kind and pleasant, to win others' affection, but no one ever told you the grim truth. Kindness opens the door to betrayal. When you strive to please others, you become vulnerable. Every smile, every overly nice gesture makes you an open target. Quietly, those around you gauge your weakness, calculating how far they can push before you snap. Deep down, even if you refuse to admit it, you know love is fragile. It can change on a whim, built on fleeting emotions. Affection earned over years can collapse with one wrong word, one unforeseen misstep. But fear is different. Fear is not transient, not dependent on moods or fleeting sympathies. Fear embeds itself in memory like a scar that never fades. I'm not talking about fear that humiliates or breeds hatred. No, that kind of fear is useless and self-destructive. I'm talking about fear that commands respect, the kind that makes people hesitate before challenging you because they know the cost of crossing you is too great. Here's the uncomfortable truth no one wants to acknowledge. When it comes to power, it's safer to be feared than loved. History is littered with leaders who sought universal love only to be torn down by the very people who promised loyalty. Excessive kindness is seen as weakness. And in this world, weakness will always be exploited. Machiavelli knew this well. Though modern society pretends to reject his ideas, it secretly follows them more than ever. You've been misled to believe that being firm is cruel and setting boundaries is tyrannical. But who benefits from this lie? Who? Those lying in wait for your downfall, those patient predators ready to strike when your guard drops, hitting you where it hurts most. People act out of self-interest, whether they admit it or not. Loyalty lasts as long as it's convenient. Respect persists only as long as there is fear of the consequences. The cunning know when to apply pressure and when to use the law. Because power is built on two essential pillars, laws which set the boundaries and force which ensures those boundaries are respected. Laws without force are mere illusions, and force without laws incites hatred. The wise leader balances both. They maintain order through authority, but avoid unnecessary cruelty. You might see this view as cynical or harsh, but look around you. Whoa. How often have you seen the too kind trampled by those they helped? How often has indulgence led to betrayal? Yet, you still cling to the naive belief that love alone will protect you. It won't. Only respected authority, tempered with a measured fear, can shield you from betrayal. True power doesn't lie in being loved by everyone. It's not about doing what's expected of you. True power lies in respect, and sometimes that means being feared. Fear-based respect endures longer than the fleeting admiration that love provides. It's not about becoming a tyrant, but about deeply understanding human nature. People respect what they fear losing and despise what they consider too safe. Human psychology is predictable. Here's the truth. To lead effectively, you must master the balance between respect and fear. But beware of letting fear turn into irrational hatred. Hatred creates enemies that can never be reconciled. Fearful respect, however, generates loyal followers. If you want strength, stop chasing love and learn to wisely manage fear. Be fair but firm. Be kind, but never indulgent. Act with foresight and always anticipate betrayal. Prepare calculated responses, because when the time comes, only your authority, built on balance and dignity, will keep you standing. Remember this, people quickly forget the favors you do, but they never forget the respect you demand. Machiavelli was right. Power is far safer when anchored in respectful fear than in the volatile sympathy that love provides. Master that distinction, and you'll have unlocked the essence of true leadership. True wisdom lies in knowing that authority should never be absolute, but strategic. Consistent strength dulls its impact over time. If you show firmness only at critical moments, it becomes legendary. Unpredictability is your ally. Power is not about being consistent, it's about surprising your enemies and allies alike. Ask yourself this, who commands more respect? The one who always punishes or the one who strikes when least expected? Machiavellian leadership is not about constant shouting to be heard. It's about speaking rarely and clearly, so that when you do speak, your words cannot be ignored. The biggest mistake any leader can make is trying to please everyone. When you chase approval, you lose control over yourself. In trying to please everyone, you end up betraying your own essence. True leaders make decisions that aren't always popular, but are recognized as necessary in the long run. Think of the historical figures who stand out. What made them memorable wasn't their ability to please, but their capacity to make cold, calculated decisions when everyone else wavered. Firmness, balanced with just enough respect, ensures no one remains indifferent. The leader who hesitates loses all respect, while the one who acts decisively is followed, even by those who outwardly question them. Now, let's address something few dare to discuss: the loneliness of power. Do you know why great leaders often stand alone? Because real power inherently isolates. The higher you climb, the fewer people can understand your decisions, the fewer who can accompany you without resentment. This is the paradox of power. The stronger you become, the fewer people remain truly by your side. But accepting this isolation frees you from emotional dependency. Only then can you make objective decisions unclouded by others' emotions. How many have you seen fall because they didn't grasp this truth? Power should never be shared with those who cannot comprehend it, for envy breeds betrayal. The wise leader anticipates this. They keep close only those who have proven their loyalty in difficult times, and they maintain a strategic distance from those who are merely there for convenience. A clever leader remains enigmatic, revealing only parts of their intentions. By keeping a certain mystery, they prevent others from fully anticipating their moves. What people can't predict, they can't attack. Understand this. Power is not about amassing force, but about managing others' weaknesses. Know what motivates those around you, and you'll have an unyielding tool to influence their decisions. The most successful leaders are those who understand what drives each person's fears and desires. They don't chase approval. They quietly manipulate the strings of motivation behind the scenes. Machiavelli didn't advocate for tyranny. He simply exposed an unfiltered truth. People rarely act out of pure goodwill. Instead, they act out of self-interest. Whoever understands this sheds illusions and begins to lead from a place of strength. Leadership is not about winning affection. It's about mastering the delicate dance between power and respect. The real art of leadership is knowing when to apply pressure and when to loosen your grip. Absolute control exhausts people, and over time, they stop respecting it. A wise leader allows others the space to make their own mistakes, to realize for themselves the value of your guidance. This is crucial. Power is not about constantly asserting dominance. It's about making others understand their dependence on your leadership, even when you're not directly asserting it. When they start to wonder, what would they do in my place? You've already won. Let's end with this: silence. Machiavelli often hinted at the power of saying less. Silence forces others to project their insecurities into the gaps. When you remain silent, others scramble to interpret your thoughts, generating anxiety. Without saying a word, you've already shifted the balance of power. But be cautious. If tension breaks, it turns into irrational fear, which breeds hatred. Control the tension, never let it snap. The intelligent leader knows how to measure emotions. Praise sparingly, but when you do, make it matter. Praise, given at the right moment, is more powerful than 1,000 threats. It's a validation that cements loyalty. In conclusion, understand this: power is not granted, it is taken. Once taken, it must be constantly managed with wisdom. Always maintain a balance between respect and fear. Avoid turning respect into hatred, and you'll master any environment. Whoever masters the psychology behind respect and fear will never be forgotten. Decide now: will you be loved but vulnerable, or feared yet secure? Or, if you're skilled enough, both at once?